Oh, God, I think Maze the movie gave me a headache.
Are you sure it wasn't the bottle of Jack you finished off last night?
Nah, it had to be.
Or maybe it's that you live in a country where someone ran on the platform of being a racist, sexist bigot and they just won the election.
Way to be a downer. Although now you see what drove me to drink. You know what made me feel better? A really cheesy action movie with over-the-top machismo.
Like what?
I don't know, I figured you had something.
Why would I have anything? I'm you.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. But I don't really have any other recurring characters.
You have twat face.
Let's watch Poltergeist. No.
I could call Dad the bully.
Nah, I'll just make up a new character. Like that guy. Hello.
What the?
Are you... me? I don't think so. My name is Edward. Edward Loomis. But you can call me Ed.
Wait, aren't you that notorious serial killer, Deadeye Eddie?
My name is Edward, not Eddie. Look, we're just looking for movies. Why would I have any movies? I don't have any movies. Who told you I had movies? Hey, just asking. Look, don't call me again. Wasn't planning on it. There's gotta be a movie around here somewhere. Otherwise, why would I be making an episode?
I've got a film for you.
Badass Matt!
That's right, it's me, Badass Matt. Space Lumberjack. And if you want a badass movie, I've got just the thing for you. How about something starring an American gymnast?
Yeah?
Fighting ninjas,
Yeah?
and all from the director of Enter the Dragon.
Yeah?
Behold, Gymkata.
Wow! The movie I said I was gonna do in my Leif Erikson Day video. I really should have seen that coming. It's Matt's Fun Time Bad Movie Show. Starring Matt. Today's episode, Gymkata. Hello Internet, I'm Matt, and this is Matt's Fun Time Bad Movie Show. And today, we're looking at the glorious Gymkata. Gymkata is a 1985 kung fu movie from Robert Klaus, the man behind Enter the Dragon, which automatically makes him cool. Didn't you realize he was also the man behind the Cynthia Rothrock movie China O'Brien? And if you ain't down with Cynthia Rothrock, you can get the hell out of here. But sadly, this film stars neither Bruce Lee nor the talented Mrs. Rothrock. It instead stars world-famous gymnast Kurt Thomas in his first acting role. Because athletes always make great actors. To this day, he's only ever been in one other movie, a Spanish comedy called Slam. Thomas, while not much of an actor, is very well known throughout the gymnastics world, having won lots of awards, and even owning a gymnastics center not far from where I live. But it's like a 45-minute drive, and I have no interest in gymnastics, so I'm not checking it out. Thomas stars alongside Tichi Agbayani. God, I hope I said that right. A Filipino actress who starred in several foreign films. So her presence in this American-made English movie is super reassuring. It also features Richard Norton, a famous stuntman who's worked on an unreal amount of films, including Suicide Squad, Fury Road, and even a lot of old Chuck Norris movies. He's also taken a number of acting roles, including several with director Robert Klaus, and that's not a real thing. We're not going to acknowledge that. Moving on. Finishing off the cast is Buck Kartalian, who was in an Elvis movie and several of the shows Elvis's Harem Scarum co-stars were in. This show is a never-ending game of 6 degrees of giant Gila monster. It's probably worth noting that Kartalian passed away in May of this year. The film was based on the novel The Terrible Game by Dan Tyler Moore and was adapted by Charles Carner. This was Carner's first screenplay, but it was enough to land him a job writing the Alan Smithy film Let's Get Harry only a year later. Gymkata has become a cult classic over the years and is one of the most well-known So Bad It's Good movies, to the point that in a 2006 Amazon poll asking which movie should be brought to DVD, Gymkata won and was released on DVD in 2007. Which brings us to today. Let's see if I can get over my Maze the Movie blues with some Kami Ninja ass kicking. The film starts with, what else? Gymnastics. And horses? Yes, while Kurt Thomas is doing gymnastics, this guy is running away from ninjas. Kurt definitely got the better end of that. So with no real introduction to our main character, Jonathan, we jump straight into the plot. Jonathan is needed by the US government to go into the small country of Parmistan. Oh man, I love their cheese! Because a satellite there can monitor all of their satellite activity on Earth. I'm no expert, but I'm like 90% sure that's not how satellites work. But there's an uprising in the country to sell the satellite to Russia, cause this is a Cold War movie.
In our hands, such a system could save millions of lives. But in the wrong hands.
It could destroy an entire nation.
Exactly.
Because the Soviets only wanted to destroy and not protect their people from an American attack. Americans would never do that.
But there is one chance for one man. Anyone who enters Parmistan must play the game. If he wins, he's allowed his life and one request.
Everybody got that?
And if he loses?
No outsider has won the game in over 900 years.
But there's added drama when we find Jonathan's father died in the game. But not to worry, John's got a secret weapon.
Jonathan Cabot, may I present the Princess Rubali of Parmistan.
Yeah, that's pretty much my reaction to girls. And wait, a guy named John going into an extremely secluded country where he falls in love with the princess and the king's right-hand man is trying to take over? This is just a harem-scarum remake. Then we go into a training montage, but something seems off.
Yosh.
Come to think of it, if these guys training him are so good, why aren't they going in to compete in the game? But Jonathan confesses he's getting tired of the princess.
Driving me nuts. You know she doesn't talk?
Like, she's so annoying, I'm not even gonna have sex with her for 2 more minutes.
Interesting background. Her mother was Indonesian.
Wait, her mother's Indonesian? How? You said foreigners had to compete in the game and no one's won the game in 700 years. Did her mother get a pass because the king wanted to boink her? And more on the serious side, since you cast this whole country as white Europeans, why not just cast the princess as a white European? So even though she won't talk to him and probably doesn't even know English, Jonathan bangs the princess. So they travel to a small nation outside of Parmistan, and Jonathan gets an excuse to wear his Gilligan outfit. And look, Santa and one of his helpers are waiting for them. So Jonathan and Princess Rubali go into town, but this guy ruins the mood.
You are American.
Yeah.
And then, my favorite thing ever.
Where there's just a little anti-American sentiment running around. But I think...
Some guys come to fight him, but Jonathan beats him down with his combination of gymnastics and karate. There's gotta be a better word for that. And boy, this soundtrack sure is killer. But they manage to kidnap the princess, because saving America isn't incentive enough, you also have to go for the lamest cliche ever.
Where is she?
Tamerlane has her at the fortified mansion of his.
Nice, flubbed line there. Also, are you starting to see why Kurt Thomas never took a major role again?
Where is that?
It's all in your briefing package.
I'm getting her out.
Forget it.
So Jonathan goes to save the princess. He finds where they're hiding her, and just walks right up and tries opening the door. Let me tell you. Bond-born Kurt Thomas. But Jonathan must use his gymnastics karate skills. Gymrati, maybe? And... Nice. But once he gets inside, Captain Ahab is waiting for him. Then this kinda cool but overly long chase scene ensues where John and Rivali hide behind some bottles because they wanted to show off that they could shoot bottles. Yeah, now master the art of doing a second take.
Tamerlane has her at the fortified mansion of his.
Then the police show up and this guy acts like he's been shot, even though he clearly hasn't.
They were waiting for me.
Nah, they were prepared for you. So they raft into Parmistan and are met by ninjas, who John tries to beat up. Jonathan, they could work for the king. In fact, they work for his right-hand man. But he's already been revealed to be evil, so I guess it's okay. They knock John out and take him to the palace.
Commander Zamir, advisor to the Khan.
When do I meet the Khan?
The Khan will be presiding over an explanation of the game. To the Khan.
The Khan.
The Khan.
Khan! Damn, I'm weak. So the Khan describes the path the men will run.
If successful, you will enter the village of the damned.
No, Village of the Damned, that's one of John Carpenter's most subpar movies. So in case you haven't figured it out, the game is a sort of Running Man type game where you cross the country and try to not get killed by ninjas. We get a preview of the game as 3 prisoners compete to get freedom, and Jonathan watches with Zamir, the evil one trying to overthrow the king. And for living in the Middle East, Eastern Europe, wherever the hell they are, he sure does have an Australian accent.
That warrior broke the rules. The prisoners were in the next stage of the game. He should have waited until they were on the plane above.
And then this. This is truly amazing. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Let's go to the board for a quick play-by-play of everything wrong with that. If you look here, you'll notice the ninja shoots over the rope and manages to hit the man below the rope. Then you'll notice the arrow isn't even stuck in him. But regardless, he turns into a ragdoll and falls to his death. Always a fan favorite. Truly, this was filmmaking at its wildest. So yeah, they head back to the castle for a pre-game feast.
Yakmala!
Yakmala! What does that mean? Turkish for burn. Honestly though, the king seems way too nice to keep enforcing this death game. Oh no, the princess is betrothed to the bad guy. This never happens in movies.
My father, Colonel Cabot. He came here to play the game. What happened to him?
Your father was a superb competitor. He would have belonged at this table of champions tonight. But he was not victorious.
Hey, what happened to my father who competed in these death games that no one's won for 700 years? He almost made it. But he died. So then John threatens the maid with a knife to take him to the princess. Look, Jonathan, the free world is at stake. Maybe keep it in your pants until after the game?
Yes, but Zamir will make sure that tomorrow's game will be so deadly and so violent that no one will survive.
Am I missing something here? If you lose, you die. Isn't that the point of the game?
Mistan, are you ready for the game?
Yeah, that's my favorite Queen album. So they're off and, bad start. Really? This is the guy that's gonna win the hardest game yet, even when no one else has won for 700 years? Oh god, no, it's the maze! Anything but the maze! They make it to the rope climbing, and Zamir's men shoot one of Jonathan's competitors. But they can't shoot him because he doesn't have obvious padding in his shirt. So instead, he sets the rope on fire, even though Jonathan is already more than halfway up. Oh look, it didn't work. Jonathan finds a competitor with a limp and offers this helpful tidbit. Hurry! That's what he gets for not listening. Once at the rope crossing portion, Zamir cuts Jonathan's rope. Oh no, we already established he can climb ropes. But he does do this. So this big guy kills another guy, but he gets arrowed. Then Jonathan goes into the town of crazies. And believe it or not, things get a little crazy. Whoa, nice watering trough. Doesn't look at all like a gymnastics thing. Pommel horse. It's called a pommel horse. Puppy! Oh, and John's friend Gomez is dead. But who cares, puppy? But John begins attracting crazy women. I can relate. But nothing is as crazy as arrowed guy still being alive. I give him 3 minutes. They said watch your back. I took that literally. I don't know, Jonathan. This guy's giving off a Charles Manson KKK vibe. Then again, so's our next president. Oh, wait, just hospital scrubs. Then arrowed guy gets stabbed by 3 pitchforks. Just under. Totally surrounded, John must combine gymnastics and karate. Oh, hold on. Karate-nastics. No, that's not it. Finally, Jonathan escapes in slow motion. And then a ninja saves him. Hey, other Matt, who do you think the ninja is?
It's probably like the guy who told him about the game or something. One of the guys he met at the castle. I'm so confident it's no one spectacular, I'm gonna take a long drink from my cup.
Dad!
Yeah, it's John's dad. Now, they do explain that Zamir kept him alive to use as diplomatic bargaining chip, and that he only recently managed to escape. So, yeah, this movie actually had kind of a good twist. The dad dies, doesn't he?
You'll never know.
Yeah, okay, moving on. Meanwhile, Rubali argues with her father about Zamir being evil.
You're a prisoner in your own palace.
Not true. Why are you saying such things?
Yeah, come on, I'm not. So after Zamir kills Jonathan's father, it's time for the epic showdown. Jonathan versus Samir. Given how this movie's been going, he's probably fine. So the king and the princess escape. Wow, he had a fast turnaround on that Zamir being evil thing. They escape and Jonathan makes it back, and then the film decides this is the ending to Unbreakable. So that was Gymkata. My God, was that ever Gymkata. I love this movie. It's so cheesy from top to bottom. The plot, the characters, the acting. But among all that, Klaus, who clearly knows what he's doing since he made the most famous kung fu movie ever, manages to direct some actually good action sequences in this movie, which makes it even more enjoyable. Gymkata, while not on the level with bad movie greats like Birdemic or Plan 9, is gaining ground fast in the so bad it's good world and is a definite must-watch. You know what? I feel a lot better. I'm willing to try another trying really hard to be artsy B-movie. What have you got for me, other Matt?
I got this Neil Breen guy.
I hate you. The Game's not actually my favorite Queen album. My favorite is Jazz.